From Paul Tudor Jones Bitcoin bullishness to the positive remarks of Chamath predicting the crypto sector will transform all financial assets, we're about to see the blockchain sector transforming lives. However, we also have news that speculates that the Metaverse ecosystem might be dead. Is this true? And if Ripple wins the ongoing lawsuit, will its price rise to $5? This and much more in detail just here on Bitcoin Broadcast, one of the best channels for the latest trending cryptocurrency news. If you seek to be updated on what is currently happening in and out of the crypto world, this is the place to be. However, note that we're not financial advisors. This content is just for educational purposes only, so do your own research. And without further ado, let's get started. In an interview with CNBC on October 10th, Jones expressed his belief that Bitcoin's current value of $19,236 will have value at some point in the future. According to the hedge fund manager, monetary policy in the 2020s may be centered on debt dynamics country by country, with budgetary restraint on higher term premiums in bond and stock markets. Jones didn't provide details regarding the amount of his very tiny BTC allocation, but he claimed in May 2020 that the cryptocurrency made up 1 to 2% of his overall holdings. And as you can remember, in June 2021, he argued in favor of a 5% allocation to Bitcoin, 5% to gold, 5% to cash, and 5% to commodities, citing worries about inflation in the U.S. Federal Reserve's monetary policy as justifications. After the Federal Open Market Committee met in May, Jones predicted that the increase in interest rates would result in a very terrible situation for stocks and bonds and that the United States was entering uncharted territory. Well, this might be true. We all know him very well. He is the seasoned investor for having effectively tripled his wealth in 1987 by shorting the stock market ahead of a market crash. But he isn't the only billionaire in the crypto industry. We also have the likes of Chamath, who this time around has predicted something. Former Facebook Vice President Palihapitiya is currently best recognized for leading his venture capital firm Social Capital in California. He thinks that people will finance their artwork, automobiles, homes, watches, and jewelry, basically anything at random. He believes that the usage of technology would enable people to even monetize and financialize their careers. However, the investors said that over time, the government would need an off-ramp to taxation of such assets because, for example, a physical house exists in the real world. You can't disguise the fact that there is an actual house. But as we see a vision of the blockchain sector through Chamath, on the other side, it's speculated that the Metaverse might be dead. You might wonder what's happening in the Metaverse right now. One data point implies that users might not be coming back every day when looking at two of the biggest companies with valuations of over $1 billion. According to data aggregator DappRadar, the Ethereum-based virtual environment Decentraland had 38 active users in the span of 24 hours, while rival The Sandbox had 522 active users over the same period. However, according to DappRadar, an active user is someone who interacts with the platform's smart contract from a particular wallet address, logging into The Sandbox or Decentraland to make purchases with SNAD or MANA. The native utility tokens of each platform count as an active use. Because of this, DappRadar's daily active users compilation doesn't include users who merely log into a Metaverse platform to engage with others or who short visit for an occasion, like a virtual fashion week. According to DappRadar, the largest number of daily active users ever on Decentraland was 675, while for The Sandbox, it was at about 4,503. However, Sam Hilton, the creative director at Decentraland, challenged DappRadar's daily tracking method of active users on the platform. He disclosed that only people dealing with their contracts were being tracked by DappRadar, not their users. He claimed that the site had 8,000 users daily on average, but he didn't define what constitutes an active user as opposed to a more passive interaction. He stated that although attendance at Decentraland peaked in March, the number of tourists and spectators had declined. On the other hand, according to Masari data, it's important to note that The Sandbox and Decentraland both have significant valuations. Decentraland and The Sandbox each have market capitalization of about $1.3 billion. Many believe that mainstream adoption of the Metaverse may take some time, even though it may be a popular enough concept for businesses to reinvent themselves. Sasha Fleischman, portfolio manager at the digital asset investing firm Arca, told CoinDesk that users would find them to be far more useful when Metaverse platforms function as intended. We'll just have to wait and see. The Financial Stability Board, a watchdog group and standard setter for the global financial system backed by central banks and finance ministries, wants to see a thorough international rulebook that targets conflicts of interest in intricate operations and algorithmic stablecoins like the now-defunct Terra USD. This is in response to the recent turmoil in the cryptocurrency market. The study recommends that stablecoins be centrally minted and backed by a reserve of fiat money. The FSB also advises platforms with substantial crypto holdings to dissolve themselves in order to prevent conflicts of interest. With greater competition and innovation possible, this would stop stablecoins from becoming overly dependent on a small number of major players. The FSB's recommendations followed a turbulent few months for the cryptocurrency sector. Significant price drops have been experienced by Bitcoin and other prominent altcoins, and many attribute these declines partly to unstable stablecoins. The Dutch central banker who heads the FSB, Klaas Knot, claimed in a letter to the 20 most powerful countries in the globe that the current crypto winter has confirmed their assessment of the market's structural vulnerabilities. He referred to the FSB's concerns on liquidity discrepancies, high leverage, and unlawful corporate structures in the closely interconnected crypto sector. And now to some interesting news. XRP. As a result of the SEC's lawsuit against Ripple for issuing XRP as a security, the latter's defense has recently become more vulnerable, which has caused XRP values to fluctuate. According to Ripple's defense against the SEC, XRP, like Ether, shouldn't be regarded as a security because its main utility is to facilitate transactions on a decentralized network. In contrast to the purported content of Hinman's chats, the current director of the SEC, Gary Gensler, has repeatedly stated that all cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin will be categorized as securities. In addition to suing Ripple, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission also wants to prevent two other companies from commenting on the matter. This week, Ripple's backers Tapjets, a startup in the private jet charter, and iRemit, a money transfer company, both submitted requests to join the lawsuit as amicus curiae. The term amicus curiae literally translates to friend of the court. Amici curiae may submit what is known as an amicus briefs on relevant topics to the case with the court's approval. But according to James K. Phelan, a specialist in crypto law, the SEC is resisting the changes. The conflict, however, seems to be concluding in Ripple's favor, driving up the price of XRP. With these statistics and how things are going, Ripple is about to win, and experts are speculating that the price of Ripple might even go to $5. It's no longer a matter of if, but when. And that's a wrap. What are your thoughts about XRP? Will it go to the moon as speculated? And do you think that the Metaverse is really dead, or is it just a matter of time? Comment below. Let's interact. Also, please leave a like and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for more amazing cryptocurrency news.